Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Lightsaber Samurai here, and we are back again for another live stream. It's been a long time since we bust out the live stream like this. Just a conversation with the Legion. I had to step my game up as far as my gear and things like that, and just do some learning. I feel like a lot of my channel, I give a lot of tips and tricks and try to teach a lot, which is nice, and I really enjoy doing that, but every now and then I got to take a step back so I can actually learn something new so I can then teach you guys something new. But so yeah, this is my new live streaming setup for right now. We are doing some live pickups and just some general chat about whatever else we got going on. Lord Zybala, what's up, man? Andre, how you doing? How's your weekend going? This beautiful Sunday afternoon. But yeah, man, we're just out here kicking it. So I'm just waiting for a couple of people to show up, and then we will start with these pickups. These were some pickups that some of these I've had for a while. I've just never got around to doing a pickups video because generally when I do a pickups video, I like to show gameplay footage and things like that. And it's a little time consuming to capture gameplay footage, especially when we're talking about multiple systems and things like that. So I just never got around to doing it. Packing and prepping to move next month. Ooh, where are you moving to? Still going to be in Blue Springs, or are you moving somewhere new? Sorry, I didn't mean to dox you like that, but Retro Gaming Star, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Says you are next on the Positive YouTube channel review. Appreciate that. Same area. I'm out of focus. There we go. So, So yeah, I noticed the focus isn't quite as fast when I'm live streaming as when I'm just filming an actual video. And that. So come on, stay right here. Stay on me. Same area. Right on, right on. There we go. I don't know why the box is wanting to stay in this corner. Hold on just a second. Let me actually. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm all up in the camera. I'm just. Okay. Let's try zone auto. And there we go. Now the box won't be all moving around. I can just keep it in the center. So as long as I stay in the center, stay in focus. So that's what's up, man. You're in the same area. Right on, right on. So, well, shucks. Let me go ahead and start with a few of these. And I'm going to save these for later. I don't want to dive into those yet. A little more obscure. But oddly enough, the only PS2 pickup in this lot today that I want to show off is Metal Arms: A Glitch in the System. And I had to grab that recently because this was a game you always see in like vintage stock or like CD trade posts, like all your mom and pop stores. This is one I always see for pretty much every system. But recently I was in a vintage stock, and this game, the GameCube version of this was like $35, and I was like, what, $35? And I'm like, no, let me get I actually wanted this on the original Xbox, so I still may be looking for it on the original Xbox, but the PS2 version is plenty fine. I kind of got spooked into buying it. I was like, oh man, like if this is about to shoot up in price, let me go ahead and get it now before I'm asked out. So yeah, I'm gonna ahead and pay $7.99 for this copy at my local CD trade post, and it's pretty good. Showing you the back here, it's kind of a third-person shooter / platformer. It looks like you get a bunch of different weapons and you can kind of customize yourself. And so it looks really good. And again, this is one of those games I just always wanted to buy and just never got around to. And so it looked like it's starting to become rare. So I got spooked and bought it. Still looking for this on the original Xbox, as the original Xbox version, I think, has like higher resolution and stuff like that. So let's see. Oh, you found some old PlayStation and Xbox games? Right on, right on. Good stuff. Good stuff. Got to get you back in the hunt. Get you back collecting out here. Retro Gaming Star says, I'm going to stream on my channel. Hope you have an awesome time with everything, man. I love your PlayStation hat and that system to my childhood, or had that system to find my childhood back when I was a kid. Right on. Yeah, man, have fun on your stream. I might try to pop in while you're out there streaming. Like I said, this is more or less just a test of my streaming setup because, yeah, I've been trying to learn some new things. One of the reasons the camera I'm using, I use this primarily. This pretty much just sits in my game room / studio, and this is like my A camera. Most of you guys know I have the Canon M50, and I can use that as a live stream camera too. I think this one has a little better quality, especially with the lens that I'm using, and I think the autofocus and stream works better as well. Let's see. Tana So Lit says, "What up, bro? Lightsaber Samurai." Tana So Lit, welcome to the stream. This is we're just chilling with the Legion out here on this fine Sunday afternoon. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm currently at 775. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 before the end of the year. Garrett Spencer, what's up? Thumbs up. Appreciate that, boss. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while since I've been out here on the stream, and yeah, we got some live pickups to go over. So going on to the next one, I got a couple of Wii games, and Wii is not really a system I collect for, but I wanted to show this. I picked this one up a while ago. This is Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo, and this is a total hidden gem on the system. This is a fantastic game. It's actually like a side-scrolling beat 'em up that looks like it has like some two-player looking on the back here. So you see who is that? Roshi and Tien here in the corner here, and it looks like that's like a one-on-one fighting game type of thing. And what I think is happening is when you come across some of the boss characters like that are major characters in the show, it'll switch to a one-on-one fighting game like this. There was a game on the original PlayStation that did that. And it's Radical Reggie. It's his favorite PS1 side-scrolling platform. The Adventures of something Ralph or something like that. It's slipped my mind now, but that plays a lot like that, kind of like that cool side-scrolling action platformer. And then when you fight a boss character, it switches. The characters get bigger, and it becomes like a Street Fighter 2 style one-on-one fighting game. How you fight the bosses. So that looks to be what this game does too. I played a little bit of it. And as far as the side-scrolling beat-em-up stuff, it's fantastic. Total hidden gem. I can't wait to show you guys this in an upcoming video. Thomas, so lit, cool. How I know the feeling, just crossed 4K. Congratulations, 4K. Man, one of these days. Thanks for the video on the Canon T5i. I still use mine with a Sigma 28-105 f2.4. Yeah, that's a killer lens too. And Sigma is a killer company. I still use actually I got rid of my T5i because I traded it for a T6i. And honestly, I wish I kept the T5i because the T6i is not compatible with Magic Lantern. So all the stuff like shooting like 14-bit RAW and stuff that you can do with the T5i, unfortunately, you can't do with the T6i. And I was looking forward to that because it has the newer sensor, the 24 megapixel sensor that we saw in the SL2 and the Canon 80D and the T7i and things like that. So I was excited to use that functionality with that newer sensor. The 18 megapixel sensor is still dope. And yeah, with the Magic Lantern functionality, you can do some crazy stuff with that. And again, the Sigma, I love Sigma Art Glass. I wish I could afford more of it. I'm currently shooting on the mighty Sigma 18-35 f1.8. I had the 35 mil f1.4, but I sold it. I actually came across it at a pawn shop and basically just flipped it. I bought it for like $400 and yeah, just flipped. I sold it for $600, which is still a fantastic deal for that lens, but sold it for $600 and came up a little bit there. It was confusing me. Yeah, Magic Lantern, and that was it for me too. I had just started using Magic Lantern like right before I got rid of my T5i, and it was something cool to play with. But since then, I've watched more tutorials on YouTube, and the 50-50 rule is very important. A fellow YouTuber by the name of filmmaking YouTuber by the name of D4 Darius, one of the most the craziest pieces of advice, the most valuable pieces of advice was the 50-50 rule. Spend 50% of the time practicing something as you spend watching and learning it. And so, and I started to try to apply that with the Magic Lantern stuff, but yeah, it's daunting. The menu system, it looks kind of old too, especially like on the older cameras. It's kind of hard to follow. It's the interface could definitely be better. But yeah, so yeah, I wish I had kept my T5i, but the T6i is still really nice too. I don't use it as much as I used to, but I've used it on a couple of more current videos. Skim says, today's my birthday. Oh, is it? Happy birthday. Appreciate you stopping by. Tana so lit, LOL. Yep, absolutely. So yeah, but let's see what else I got here. Oh, Stan with the Wii pickups. I got this Cursed Mountain on the Wii. This is a survival horror game. I don't know much about it. Deep Silver made it, and I do like Deep Silver stuff. They made like the Saints Row games, oddly, and what is it? Dead Island and some other stuff. So that one should be pretty dope. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and so it's a game that I don't see that often anymore. So I went ahead and picked it up before it disappeared off the face of the earth. Moving on to the Wii U, I bought Disney Infinity and Disney Infinity 2.0. And the reason why is because you guys, if you follow me on Facebook, then I dropped a little picture saying that, I was going to be diving into Disney Infinity. You guys may have found a cheap lot of Disney Infinity stuff, and I've got like 40 figures now. They came in a lot with the Xbox One version of 3.0, and so I went ahead and got 3.0 on the Wii U as well. It's back there. I got the starter kit in the box, mainly because I wanted more games on my Wii U, and my Wii U is mainly, I want to collect more of the kid-friendly titles on that system. So yeah, I figured if I was gonna do a Disney Infinity episode, I would really want to cover all three games in the series and characters that came with each iteration of it. So yeah, I'm doing a deep dive. That one's going to be a pretty long video. I want it to come out this month, but we probably won't see it until October or so. And honestly, if I do more like survival horror and like scary horror type games in October, then I might push it back to November. So sorry about that. I'm still working on it. It's just that whilst filming, like, I wanted to just change the scope of it. And I figured that leaving these two games out and the experiences really wasn't telling the full story of it. So I want to just roll it all up into one big video. If you're just joining us, we got the Legion here as Lightsaber Samurai. We are talking about some of my recent pickups and just anything in general that you guys want to talk about. A big family game, and what's up, man? Popping in to drop a like. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I've seen you do the 25 push-ups challenge. I got to get on that myself, mainly just because I'm too fat out here. But I think I'm going to do 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups and try to do that for 30 days just to hopefully make it a habit so I can get back into working out again. Let's see what I got here. Let's go to some. Oh, here's another Wii game or Wii U game that I picked up. It's the Pokken Tournament on the Wii U. I got this mainly for my girl because me and her, we've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go lately. She put me onto that, and she's like super into Pokemon. And so I figured this would be a fun one that we can play together and check it out. It's got some of the new Pokemon in it. Does that one have the Amiibo card? This Pokken Tournament? Ooh, you know what? I don't know. It doesn't. It looks to just have like some kind of user manual. So if there's an Amiibo card I need to get with that, then I need to snag that up. Hey, drop your friend code for Pokemon Go. Yeah, definitely. I'll hit you up with that. My phone's nowhere near me. I think I left it upstairs, but yeah, I will definitely hit you up with that. I didn't know you played. So yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, I gotta. This autofocus is a little ornery. Let's see. Hey, Samurai, it's been a bit since I've checked in on you. Was wondering how you've been. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I've been doing well. Just trying to get to that 1,000. Staying on the grind with it. But yeah, I'm glad you can pop in for the live stream so we can talk back and forth. There's a lot of legionaries I haven't heard from in a while. But yeah, so hopefully you guys can pop in and Oh, you're at level 40? So we can do remote raids. Oh, heck yeah. I think I just hit 30 or 31. So I just started playing a couple of months ago. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I didn't know you got down on that. So yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. I'll hit you with I'll text you later and give you my player's code. Oh yeah, the PlayStation 2 snapback. Yeah, I've had this for a minute. Yeah, but yeah, this is my favorite hat. My favorite hat. I got a PlayStation 1 hat like this as well. I don't wear it as much because it doesn't fit as well, but this one fits my big head perfectly. And even like all my nappy hair that I got, I just picked it out today. So it's all like poofy right now. I just washed it. So, but yeah, even with that, like it still fits on me snug as a bug. And so, yeah, this is like the best hat I've ever owned. I'm not even going to lie. This is like my favorite hat of all time. It's the GOAT. Let's see what else I got here. Let's see. I got one original Xbox game here, and I didn't want to mention it because you don't mention Fight Club. It looks like your standard beat 'em up game. I don't know if it's got any kind of story or if it's just like a one-on-one kind of like beat 'em up, but I figured I'd pick it up. It was super cheap I think I got it for $5.95 or something like that. But yeah, so I figured I'd grab it. I was on the hunt for some Xbox games because Professor Joe Casey had put me on some in his recent hidden gems. And if you guys haven't checked out Professor Joe Casey, definitely search him out on YouTube. He's been grinding super hard with the videos, man. He's dropping like 5 videos a week, 6 videos a week, and so yeah, his output is ridiculous. I don't know how he does it around his life and everything else. And not to mention, he also runs a second channel. So to run 2 channels and have it at that volume, that's insane. He mentioned Fight Club. In all seriousness, I heard the Warriors tie-in was also a great beat 'em up. Oh yeah, the Warriors is a fantastic game. I actually have it on. Hold on, real quick. Autofocus, don't fail me now. You're talking about these right here, the Warriors. Yeah, this is a fantastic series. And I wish they made another. I mean, there's only one movie, so you can't really make another one, but this definitely needs a remaster on the PS4, Xbox One. I bought the Xbox version not realizing that I already had it on PS2. So I usually don't buy the same game for multiple systems like that. But yeah, this one I did kind of on an accident. But yeah, fantastic game. I'll have to do like a live stream, just straight up play through one of these days because that's a fantastic game. Let's see what else is going on. What kind of light am I using? I am using a Sunpack ring light, and I want to get into. Eventually, my dream light is to get an Aperture 120D Mark III or Mark II. Either one would be fantastic. Those put out like a really nice light, a really nice quality. It can get super bright. This one is kind of that on a lower scale. I like the ring lights because they're relatively cheap. This one was like $90, and you can get them smaller too. I wanted to get the biggest one I can afford because the bigger the light, the softer it hits. And then I've got a little diffuser clamped in front of it. And so it kind of diffuses the light, gives me a soft light. I'm also being this light here that's giving me like this ring light separating me from the background. That is a Yongnuo light wand. And the cool thing about the Yongnuo is it's RGB. So makes sense at light. Yeah, so I like this one too. The Yongnuo is RGB. So there we go. If I want to hit myself with like some purple or something like that, I can do that. And so yeah, that's one of my favorite like tools in my game room for like just making these YouTube videos and things like that. But my key light is the Sunpack ring light. I wish that one was RGB. I kind of wish that was RGB. I'm actually okay with that being tungsten and daylight because RGB lights don't really do white that well, in my opinion. Actually, these RGB, these strip lights, they do the white. The white looks okay, but it kind of looks a little blue to my eyes, especially in real life. It looks more white on camera than it does in real life. So that's cool. But let's see. Oh, snaps. We got Waves and Games in here. Waves and Games is in the building. What's going on, boss? Says, heard there's going to be a follow-up to the PS5 reveal come Thursday. If I'm not mistaken, wondering if Sony's going to go more in depth in regards to console specs. That would be cool. Honestly, with the PS5 and the Series X, I'm honestly I'm not really plugged into what's going on with the new systems. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think that I was going to be that much into Xbox One and PS4, but lately I've been on a PS4 kick lately and buying games and grabbing stuff for it. PS4 is I don't know why I was sleeping on the PS4. Primarily, I think just because I was trying to get more PS3 and Xbox 360 at the time. But the PS4, man, that's the second coming of the PS2. It reminds me of the PS2 era so much with just the sheer amount of games that they've been able to put out. And yeah, super happy about that. The PS5 and Series X probably be no different, but I don't know. This coming up generation, this may be the last generation that I'll buy consoles for. Yeah, so let's see. Look at the light edge separating you from the background. Yeah, I was just showing that is my the Yongnuo 360 light wand. I plan on making a video about like some of the equipment that I use because I got 2 room tours coming up. I kind of want to look at it one room tour, just like my video game collection. So it'll be like your traditional game room tour that focuses on that. And then I want to do another room tour where I focus on my studio or the office side of things. And then I also want to make a video of like some of the top, like my top 10 pieces of equipment and, you know, for making YouTube videos or whatever. That Yongnuo this light wand that I'm using, this one was like $100 too. I bought this on eBay for $60 used, so that was a steal. With that, uses the Sony the standard Sony batteries, the NP, whatever those batteries are called, and so they're super common. They're also not very expensive, and you guys know what's up with the Blue Yeti. So that's the tried and true classic for many a content creator. Let's see what else I got here. So, I found some really cool, actually, real fast before I talk about that, found a couple of Dreamcast games, and I never see Dreamcast games in the wild. So every time I do, I buy them sight unseen. Time Stalkers was the first one that I got, and I think this one has a sequel. Come on, out of focus. What's going on? There we go. But Time Stalkers, fantastic game. This looks to be, looking at the back, this looks to be like a dungeon crawler style, maybe action RPG type of a game. Yeah, my autofocus is trifling. It's like locked on my face, and now it's not. I got to step out. Yeah, I can't get it to focus, but yeah, so that's one thing about this. Like this, and normally this camera I'm using in the lens, the autofocus is fantastic, but I've noticed for the live streaming, it's quite ornery, like, and it's a little slow in comparison. But I mean, the image quality and this is a live stream, looks pretty decent, so I use it anyway. So anyway, I got that. Rippin' Riders was the next one I got, and yeah, I see it's focusing there. And Rippin' Riders. Looks like, look on the back, you see like the light trails from him as he's doing tricks. It kind of looks like an SSX style game. I thought this was more like Cool Borders, but yeah, this looks to be more on the fantasy side of things. So I'm actually excited to try that. I'm always excited to try some new Dreamcast stuff in 2020. So let's see, we got crazy. Think it feels like yesterday when Sony shocked the internet by pricing the PS3 at a ludicrous $599. And yeah, man, that was a crazy price. And now people, $600, people are willing to spend that now. But hold on. But the crazy thing about the PS3 at the time is $599 is a crazy price, and that's a lot of money to pay. But honestly, considering that the PS3 was a Blu-ray player at a time when Blu-ray players were like $1,000, that was the cheapest Blu-ray player on the market when the PS3 dropped. And the fact that it also plays video games, so it was low-key kind of a steal at $599, as ridiculous as that sounds. But yeah, in 2005, like, you couldn't get in 2006, rather, you couldn't get a Blu-ray player for $599, let alone one that plays video games. So yeah, it was low-key a steal, honestly. But yeah, shelling out $500 or $600 just up front. There's not many items that I do that for. Certainly not game systems, because I don't think I've ever bought a game system day one. So let's see here. What really sets your videos apart is your depth of field. Yeah, this the camera or the lens, it's the lens that I'm using. It's the Sigma 18 to 35 f1.8. So any lens, the lower the aperture, the greater the depth of field. Not only that, but this is actually a decently sized room. So the TV and stuff that you're seeing in the background is about 10 feet from where I'm sitting. So the further you can get from your background, also the greater depth of field you can create. Because if I was shooting this on like a 3.5 millimeter lens, like that would still, it wouldn't be as blurred as that, but it would still be actually very blurred out, simply because I'm so far from it. Oh, snaps, Bozo's in the house. Bozo Calvin, what's going on, man? Yo, check out your boy Lightsaber Samurai. He's back on the prowl. Welcome back. Yeah, man, it's for those of you who don't know, I teach middle school, and middle school started, school started up again, and so woo, like it's been crazy, especially since right now we're currently teaching remote. And so I had a lot of classes and seminars and webinars and a lot of things like that, trying to learn the new systems. We primarily use Microsoft Teams instead of Google Classroom like we were using the previous year. Now that we're all remote, and there's been tons of technical difficulty issues and things like that. This first week, we really haven't been teaching curriculum at all. It was basically me just putting on, getting in front of my mic or putting on a headset and really just doing technical support for the children, make sure they can get in and they can log in and things like that. And so, yeah, it's been pretty tricky, but yeah, because of school starting, man, like it's hard to create, and especially, like for me now, like it takes me so long to make a video too. Like usually from start to finish, usually takes me about 3 days to get a video in, but it's even longer now because, I spend all day at school. So this autofocus is driving me nuts. I think, like I said, it's coming in, but if it keeps doing that, I'm just going to flip it to manual. It sucks though, because I won't be able to put games in the screen like for instance, Darkest Days on the Xbox 360. I went ahead and picked this up. I remember this getting panned in the reviews like when this game first came out, but since it's like $12.99, I went ahead and bit the bullet because I needed it in the collection. And who knows, it might not be as bad as people think, and especially it might be bad for a $60 game, but for a $12.99 game, is it bad or is it good? And that's a lot of things, like that's what I base a lot of my reviews on when I'm talking about hidden gems, guys. I'm picking these games up for $20 and under. And like I said, at full price, that game might have been trash. If I paid $60 for that and got whatever, I haven't played it yet, but if I got the experience that offers at $60, I might be upset. But for under $15, that might be something I can take the dive in. Bozo says hello, everyone's in the chat. Guys, if you aren't subscribed to Bozo Calvin Jr., he's got some legendary live streams. He has a really cool arcade 1-up collection. I saw you got the NBA Jam one, like that one looks so dope. That one and the Turtles one, like that, those are the two that I really want in my collection. Of course, I'm out of room down here, so I really don't have the room to put them. Actually, I got a laundry room back here as a utility, and it's actually quite large for a laundry room, and it's got an empty wall that technically I could line up some arcade cabinets along and maybe do that whole thing like that. But yeah, so I'm kind of debating on that. But yeah, check him out. He's been getting his been updating his game room a lot. I see you've been going like the LED route too, and that's another thing I've been gone too, because I don't know if you probably can't tell, but I've kind of redid like large parts of this room. I brought in new equipment. My lighting is totally different. So I revamped the lighting in here completely, mainly because this side of the room was cool, but back there by the TV, that half of the room was not well lit at all. Like it was hard to get, I didn't have any lights over there whatsoever. And so like you can see, I got the bulb lights here on every shelf, mainly because it gets dark there. And so actually I got, and all those are just these lights right here. I bought some more because I got these two shelves here. I'm going to put them right there. but really because it's so dark over there, if I'm over there looking for a game, I can just click that bulb, and then I'm looking through. I can all the titles are illuminated. Before it was like I had to try to put my phone up to it or just squint my eyes and try to see because it was so dark over there. But even if it gets dark over there, plus I changed the LED strip up top too. And I'll do a full rundown of this when I do my game room tour. But like I said, I bought these at Walmart for like $3. You get a pack of 2, you put some batteries in it, and for the purposes of that right there, like the batteries, they'll last for a long time. So the bokeh is nice, by the way. I appreciate that. Again, the especially with the lights, and that's another thing that I had in mind. I just bought the Sigma 1.8, and so I knew that the lighting would look cool, like if it was out of focus in the background. So that was kind of a design choice with that. Let's see. I love some discounts myself. Facts, man. I try to get the discounts whenever I can, whether it's camera gear. Like I've amassed quite a large amount of camera gear. Considering this time last year, I was still using the Canon T5i primarily with the kit lens, and that was it. But since then, I've upgraded to the M50, which I still use. This I'm shooting on the 90D, which is a spoiler alert. Hey, Gamer Ammer, what's up? Gamer Ammer was my 500th subscriber. I don't think I forgot. So, yep, you were number 500. So, appreciate you. She also has a fantastic channel. So yeah, I've been lurking on that. Been enjoying the video you did like on the games for weight loss. Like that's something that I was currently working on because if you guys don't know, I love the PlayStation Move. It was the PlayStation 3 attachment that kind of worked like the Wii. And there's a lot of games on that I use to work out with. So yeah, man, we definitely need to get like get a community like series of videos going as far as fitness and gaming, because just because you're a hardcore gamer doesn't mean that you have to be out of shape or that you should not take fitness seriously. I mean, health is wealth out here, especially in the midst of the pandemic. So yeah, she has a fantastic channel. She's got a crazy collection, and I don't know and like where you guys if you can actually, anybody, all of you guys that have YouTube channels, go ahead and start drop some links in the chat so we can check each other out. I hate that, back in the day, you could just click the picture of somebody in the chat and go to their YouTube channel, and now you can't do that anymore. So yeah, man, start dropping some links, guys, and check each other out. And if you like what they're putting out, then definitely hit them with a subscribe and start watching some new content, man. Like, yeah, everybody in here so far that I'm seeing, Bozo the Calvin Jr., Big Family Gameman, Waves and Games was here a little bit ago, like, and everybody else. Everybody's got some good channels out here. So yeah, definitely check each other out. Let's see. Lightsaber Samurai, do you have a Twitter page? Unfortunately, no, I don't have a Twitter. I need to get one, I know, but I'm old, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I would have a Twitter, but I'm a thug first. So real gangsters, we don't be, hey dog, I'm gonna tweet you later. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's really just a technological thing. Like I thought Facebook was still a thing, and then everybody was like, nah, man, Facebook is for old people. You gotta, it's Twitter and the Instagram now, and then and everybody's in the TikTok. And man, I'm just so out of the loop, man. I'm old out here, y'all. Like I'm about to be, let's see, what is it? It's September. I'm about to be 35 in December out here. So man, yes. Yeah, it's starting to get spooky out here. I was walking the other day, my knees started hurting. I'm like, damn, like what? I don't know anything about that. Let's see. Yeah, bro, we old out here. All these 30 somethings. Tana so lit. What? I'm old. That is very young. I'm old. What are you, like 37? That's what I tell like my teacher, was a teacher colleague at school. She's like, yeah, I'm about to be 33. I'm like, you a youngster. 46? No, I don't believe it. You know what, y'all? We look good out here. I would just say that. Like, I did the Waves and Games. You're 33. I thought you was like 24. That's crazy. Hey, facts, man. Hey, we looking good out here. All right. We old, but we still got it going on. Bozo the Calvin, you fit? What? I don't believe that, man. I don't believe that. You 50 years old last month. GTFO, that's crazy. Yeah, y'all, we looking good out here. It's because you can't see my ball spot because you be wearing the baseball caps. Okay, so you hiding it from us out here. Hey man, well, that's good. That's what's up, man. All my millennial / Gen Xers in the house, man. Stand up. Let's see, man. What else I got on these games? Oh, here's some weird 360 games. First of all, this one isn't that weird. Again, I got this on recommendation of Professor Joe Casey. This is, you can't really see it because of the glare, but the name of the, and I need to peel off my stickers. I know I'm so bad about that, but this is Automedius Excellent is how you pronounce that. This is a very much like, and it says right here on the cover, like you can't see it because it's out of focus, but it's inspired by the Gradius games, or Gradius, however you want to pronounce it. And it plays very much like a Gradius game. And this one is really cool. I was happy to pick this one up at $14.99. The shooters on the Xbox 360 are only going up in price from here. There's only a few more that I need, that I want, that I'm looking for. Akai Katana was one that I'm looking for. I've got the Raiden Aces collection. I got Raiden 4 now. So it's Akai Katana. I've got Death Smiles. There's one more that I can't think of right now, but I'm looking for. But yeah, basically got all the shooters that I want on the 360. And so thanks to picking this one up, I'm getting closer with that little subset and collecting. So yeah, definitely I like shooters, and especially since, if you guys saw my pickups part 5 where I'm holding that goofy joystick controller, it actually works. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be broken because it was a Mad Catz controller, but it works, and it works fantastic when I'm playing like Death Smiles or the Raiden collection and things like that on the 360. So yeah, definitely grabbing my shooters and picking those up. Let's see. Here's another crazy 360 game. I've seen this a couple of times, but it's been like a year or so since I've seen War Tech. So I went ahead and scooped it up. I don't expect this game to be that great. But, you know, it's got some problem. Again, $5.99, I can take the dive on it. And so, yeah, it looks to be like a side-scrolling shoot 'em game, shoot 'em up. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays. But, again, this one, it says metal crushing fast action aerial combat. So maybe this isn't. Maybe this is on a 3D plane instead of a 2D plane. That would be dope if this played something like Armored Core or Zone of the Enders. Like, that would be fantastic. Again, for these hidden gem games like this probably was not a good deal at $60, but $5.99, I'll take it. I'll take $5.99, and I can buy it and play it. And if it's trash, then I can feel good that I only spent $5.99. If it is a trash game and I only spent $5.99 and it ends up being like an expensive game later, then I'll sell it and buy something that I know I'll play. Let's see. This last game on the 360 that I picked up is called Morph. And I don't know much about this game, but this one looks to be like some kind of a either 3D beat 'em up or platformer game. Last hope of humanity, the alien swarm nearly eradicated mankind. Now you must choose between preserving your humanity or morphing into an unstoppable alien hybrid. So it looks like you can morph into other enemies and use their powers. And so let me take this wrap off here. But it was published. It was developed by 505 Games. 505 Games. They made a couple of bops. In particular, my favorite 505 Games game is the Payday series. I love the Payday series. Me and my brother get down on Payday 2 all the time still, even though that game came out like 5 years ago. But yeah, let's see. What are we saying? Speaking of your joystick controller, can we just talk about how Metal Jesus commented on that video? No, man. Metal Jesus has been checking out. He checked out a few of my videos. The first video he checked out was my Xbox Hidden Gems part 1. He actually featured that on his website. No, still nobody watched it, but that was dope, man. Like, to get his endorsement. Like, yeah, no, man. He's I think he's one of my. I think he subscribed to me, which is dope. And he's watched quite a few of my channels, and every time he comments, I gotta pin him automatically just to get a little flex in right there. But yeah, man, that was dope, man. I appreciate Jason checking out the content. I'm a huge fan of Metal Jesus Rocks. He was actually the reason that I started my YouTube channel. Which is crazy because I started my YouTube channel pretty much because I disagreed with him. So still, it's cool that he still checks me out. Like he didn't see me as just being a hater, which I wasn't. Like I said, I love Metal Jesus Rocks, but I started my channel when he dropped his PlayStation 3 buying guide. His PlayStation 3 buying guide. He did it with Kelsey Lewin. And while they were talking about the different controllers, they pulled out the Move controller and they started trashing the Move, talking about how motion control. Kelsey said motion controls don't work outside of the Wii, which is a bold-faced lie. Like, the PlayStation Move functions way better than the Wii with Motion Plus, and it's the PlayStation 3, so the games look 10 times better. Let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on. So, real fast. Let's see. Okay, so I have here 3 examples of some games, right? So this one here, and it's really dusty, but No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise. Okay, the PlayStation 3 version of this is killer. It plays just like Heroes Paradise on the Wii, which I think I have. Okay, I traded it off, but this is basically a remake of the original No More's games. It plays way better on the PlayStation 3 and looks better because it's the PlayStation 3. And this one is hard to come by now. Unfortunately, my copy's a little beat up, but this was the only time I've seen it in the wild, and it was $13. So I scooped that up. You got like Time Crisis. This package includes Time Crisis 4, some other pirate game on here, but it's got like, let's see, Dead Storm Pirates, Time Crisis 4, and Time Crisis Blazing Storm, which is a 3-for-1 shoot 'em up games as far as rail shooters, which is fantastic. Let's see, House of the Dead Director's Cut. This also came out on the Wii, but the PlayStation 3 is better. It looks like a PlayStation 3 game. The graphics on it, fantastic. Like, man, like the Move is on point, and it's like one of my favorite hidden gem oddball systems that nobody really shows a lot of love to. And so anyway, in this video, they were kind of bashing the Move, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the Move is dope. Like, it's got some really good games on there. And so I was just like, man, like, instead of commenting, I made a comment, but I'm like, man, I'm gonna make a video and show them how dope the Move is. Ironically, I still have not made that video because once I started my YouTube channel, I used him, as inspiration. I'm like, okay, my videos don't look as good as Metal Jesus's videos yet. So I'm not going to give them a rebuttal until my videos look good enough to where they can take me seriously. Actually, I feel like I'm there now. I feel like I can make a video that looks as good as a Metal Jesus video, and I can edit one that's as good. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. So now that I'm on that level, I will be doing a comprehensive video on the PlayStation Move. And so that's how my whole channel started. It was, I wanted to comment on a Metal Jesus video because I felt like if you just give the Move a chance, like that's how I was like in the comments. And so, so let's see. Sorry, man, I got off on a tangent. Just so y'all know, man, the Move is that's my jam right there. I get a little passionate about the PlayStation Move out here, so I'm missing like all these comments. Let's see. My bald spot reminds me of George Jefferson on the Jeffersons. So Bozo, is that why you keep it shaved? If you grew your hair, would you have that? Would you have that George Jefferson cut? Let's see. You need someone in blue to drop links, buddy. Otherwise, it comes up as a spam comment. Oh, okay. That's weird. Okay, well, after this live stream, just put it in the general comment section. Just leave a comment with your link in it, and guys, just come back and check each other out. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube stopped that. That was the worst. Like, I loved going into the live streams, especially like if J Love or T Belly's live streaming, you got like 50 people. Like, their live streams be so lit on Saturdays. Like, T Belly streams like. And he's sitting there playing like Battletoads or playing Castlevania or whatever, and then you pop in, he's like, whoever, like, he'll like say Waves and Games. He's like, Waves and Games is in the building. Like T Belly's live streams are my favorite. Like, I'm telling you, just so lit. But it was dope. We'd be in the live streams and we all chatting and communicating, and we can just click on each other's icons and check out each other's channels. And I found so many good channels just from live streams like that. And so, yeah, I'm all about you guys sharing links and stuff. I know there are some YouTubers that get mad about that. Like, there was some and I didn't even drop a link, but they asked me, I was like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing, man. I'm just editing the video. Like, just got you in the background, to give you some of that watch time. And he was like, oh, that's cool, but can you not mention that anymore or something like that? And I was like, oh, my fault. Like, and I get it. I guess some of them feel like people just like come into the live streams just to try to, give themselves a boost by putting out their links and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like for the most part, people don't really do that. Like, I don't really go into people that I'm not subscribed to and just try to put my links everywhere, just try to let everybody know I'm a YouTuber. Like, I don't know. I'm sure some people do that, but for the most of us, like, who got time for that? Most of the people, yeah, no self-promotion. Yeah, for most part, like I said, everybody in the stream right now are my friends. You guys are all subscribed to me, so it's not like you're just trying to get a boost, but like, because you guys are my friends, I want you all to know each other as well. So me personally, I'm all about it. And like I said, I'm not telling you to subscribe. If you look at their channel and you like their content, then definitely give them a subscription. And if not, no harm, no foul. At least you took a look at their content, maybe checked out a video or two and gave them a view or two. That's the worst that can happen. So yeah, I'm all for it. My whole thing, I will mention though, as far as giving shout outs. So, I put out that shout outs video like a week ago, and here is my policy on shout outs. Now, for me, like, really my biggest thing is you have to be like working. You know what I mean? You got to be putting out content consistently. I can't recommend a channel to someone who hasn't put out a video in like 6 to 8 months. And the reason why is because I don't know if you've stopped making YouTube, or whatever the case. So, and that's kind of important to me. My recommendation is important. Like, if I recommend a game to you guys or recommend something, like, I really want to recommend something that you guys can use. If I recommend a channel, I really want to recommend a channel that you guys can use and something that's going to give you some knowledge, something you can take advantage of. So that's super important to me. So, yeah, when it comes to that, like, that's my biggest thing. Like, just have a channel, like, just be working. Like, some of the people that I've got in my next shout outs video, definitely some people who've been working hard, been really on the grind, and really have content that I think a lot of you can either be entertained by or learn something from. So that's a huge reason why, for my shout outs, and like reason why I want to shout out. And it's got to be somebody that I'm following for a while. Like, so I won't, so that's it. It's not, so don't take it personal if I don't shout you out. Again, I've only put out like 2 shout out videos ever. So I got some more coming up, but I mean, I just want to be able to recommend a good channel to my subscribers. I don't want to recommend a channel and then there's nothing on it, or you got like a 30-second video on there that's really not, saying anything. You're not teaching anybody anything. You're not entertaining. It's just like, oh, it's me, look at me, vanity channels, I like to call them. So I don't recommend vanity channels to people. Like, you've got to either, and I think that's really important for YouTube growth in general, and one of the secrets to having a good channel. So think about the channels, like the guys you're all subscribed to. They either provide entertainment or they solve a problem for you, right? So like, there was the comment about my T5i camera. I put out a video about the T5i. If you don't have a camera and you type in cheap cameras, or maybe you heard about the T5i, or you think about, oh, I saw this T5i in the pawn shop. Let me search T5i and see what people think about. Then you come across my video and I'm giving you what I think about it. I'm showing you examples of what the footage looked like. I even switched from the camera I was using to the T5i and did the rest of the video with the T5i. I gave you examples of what it looks like, and with the photography, with the vlog, and everything else. And so, exactly, hashtag value. So absolutely. And I've got a video coming up that's talking about some of my biggest influences with my YouTube channel. Of course, Metal Jesus was one of them, but I got to give a huge shout out to a YouTube channel called Think Media. Sean Kennel and his team, like, that was one of the things that I learned from them. It's really about providing value. So even, like with my Hidden Gems videos, I want to provide, value. I want to show you some games that maybe you haven't heard of, some games that you can get super cheap if you're tired of your system, you want to find something new. Think Media has a ton of great videos. So for everybody in this chat, if you guys are YouTubers and you haven't heard of Think Media, check out Think Media. They showed me the basics of how to work my T5i when I got it. Just working camera settings and white balance and things like that. And so, they were a huge help in the early videos when I first got my T5i. And even right before I got it, I started watching their videos, and, they had me thinking about my background and, depth of field and, all of that. So, they were definitely one of my earlier influences. It's fantastic. So you really have a dual audience with camera and retro video games. You would think you would keep those on the same channel. I thought about maybe eventually I would split those and have a photography / camera channel and then have a video game channel. And it's honestly pretty risky. It's probably a reason why I haven't hit 1,000 yet, honestly, because I have two different audiences, and, half of them will come watch the video game content and half of them will come watch the camera content. I'm sure there's some overlap as well, but that's probably why I haven't hit 1,000. If I say, okay, I'm just going to go back to doing all video game channel, here's my YouTube channel for camera gear and equipment and all of that. Eventually, like if it got to a point where I did YouTube full time, I would definitely split them up, because I would have the time to put the same amount of energy into both channels, right? So the reason why they're all on the same channel, because I really don't have the time to make two different YouTube channels. Like, I would end up neglecting one or the other, which is why, like, YouTubers like Professor Joe Casey, I don't know, he runs 2 YouTube channels and uploads like 5 times a week on each. Like, I don't, that man is not human. I don't know how he's doing that. Sorry, I missed a lot of comments, so I'm going back. Let's see. Oh, Bozo the Coven Jr. says, I bet you have Def Jam Fight for New York. I think so. Let me double check. Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of which, so these pickups, I got some PlayStation Portable, aka the PSP. I got some PSP pickups. One of the PSP games is Def Jam Fight for New York, the Takeover on the PSP. Now, this plays exactly like its console big brothers, and this is a fantastic addition for your PSP. I didn't even know this game existed. I think actually I remember hearing this game come out and then completely forgot about it. Found it at a flea market and got a fantastic deal on it, because this is I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a 1999 sticker on it. I think I paid $25 for it, but this is like a $60 game now. So, and that's crazy, because a lot of most PSP games aren't that expensive, but this is definitely one of the expensive ones. And I love the Def Jam series. So I'll have to show this / live stream this next time I do a PlayStation Portable live stream. I'll definitely pop. Actually, I think I did do that the last time I live streamed the PSP. I think I did pop this in for a few minutes, but then I think the stream got jacked up. So I'll definitely pop this in again next time I'm streaming the PSP, so more people can see it. But yeah, it's a shockingly beautiful game. Like, it looks almost exactly like the consoles do. So yeah, and also I have Fight for New York on every system but the GameCube now. So I've got it on PSP. I've got the Xbox version, which the original Xbox version is the version I would recommend as of right now. If you can find the other ones cheap, grab them. But I mean, the Xbox version looks the best anyway out of the three versions, and it's also the cheapest right now. The GameCube version last I knew was hovering around 90. Like I said, the PSP version that's like 65-ish, 70-ish right now. The PS2 is the most expensive. I think it's like 130 now, somewhere in that neighborhood. But you can still get the original Xbox version for around the $40 to $50 mark. So that's where I would be searching it out for. And honestly, like I said, it looks the best. I had it on the PlayStation 2 first just because I preferred that controller. So that's another thing too. The GameCube controller, I hate the GameCube controller. I'm sorry. I know that's going to make some of you upset. Now, don't get me wrong. It's the most comfortable controller ever invented. But my hate comes from I just don't like the button layout. So the button layout is really hard for me to get used to. And I guess especially coming from because I played so much PS2 and original Xbox, like the GameCube is just so much different. So I guess I don't really hate it, but it is when I play games on the GameCube, it definitely takes me a lot longer to pick up the controls because of that. Let's see. I appreciate that. Waves and Games says every time you drop in my streams, I make sure to direct people your way. And I try to do the same thing. Like I said, all of you guys put out some fantastic content. So once this stream is over, again, just in the comment section below, just say like, here's my channel and leave the link. I'll pin a comment just letting everybody know come into this video later that, you know, I want that to happen. So yeah, all of you guys that were participating in my stream, drop your links, all of that good stuff. And like I said, I want more people to see Shining because a lot, you know, as far as the retro gaming community, there seems to be like two separate communities, right? Like there's the super large community that consists of like larger channels, like, you know, like all the Spawn Wave channels, the Metal Jesus Rocks, the Woods, Dreamcast guy, and all of those guys. And then there's like us, like I see like us from like the, you know, the 100 to like the 5,000 subscriber range, like, you know, and those are my favorite channels. Like I watch GameSack every now and then. I still watch Metal Jesus, but honestly, that's about it. Other than that, like I'm usually watching T Belly videos. I'm watching Do You Nerd. I'm watching Bozo the Calvin Jr. I'm watching Dr. Josh the Real Gamer. RIP to my boy. But yeah, man, that's really who I'm watching on YouTube is a lot of my peers. And so yeah, anytime, any chance I get to shout y'all out, I will do that. Oh, hey, what's in my shelf? I didn't even see you pop in. What's going on, man? What's on my shelf? Guys, another great YouTuber. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Gamer Hammer, I agree. There's so many great smaller channels, and a lot of it is because we don't I think sponsorships is a big part of that. I think because we aren't sponsored, like some of the other channels are, and you can tell because when something drops, like a lot of those channels will talk about the exact same thing. Like a lot of the Spawn Wave channels, like and this is not taking shots at them, but guys like RGT85 and Beat 'em Ups and like a lot of those channels, like they'll talk about the same thing every, you know, at the same time, like when something comes out and, you know, it's sponsored, but I think because of that, we can just talk about whatever the heck we want. And we don't have to worry about upsetting people and then not being, you know, an affiliate or an ambassador anymore, as Wood found out. But yeah, like I think that, you know, like the freedom, to, you know, say what we want and, you know, make content about whatever we want. Like, I think that definitely helps a lot. What's on my shelf says there are also regional subsets of the gaming community, like the UK, the US, Brazil. Yeah, absolutely. And I found a lot of my my Europeans that I watch, like Svenny MG, I think is the name of his channel, or That UK Gamer. Yeah, I like a lot of those guys as well. But again, I haven't seen much content from them lately, so I'll have to go check them out. I almost forgot about them. And yeah, what's on my shelf? That's right. They just react to the news. They don't make content. Don't get me wrong. Like that's true. Very seldom. And if they do a review, it's like, oh, check out the Switch game or something like that. And honestly, I don't really care about Nintendo like that. If you couldn't tell already, I don't hate Nintendo. See, I got my little Mario in the background, you know, chilling. Like, I don't hate Nintendo, but it's just honestly like they're not doing it for me as far as like the games and like things that have been coming out. Like, you know, they had some cool innovations, but I mean, really, PlayStation is where it's at right now, and then Microsoft can take second place to that. But yeah, so let's see what else I got. Oh, some more PSP titles that I picked up. So this is Garurumon, the what is this? A Monstrous Adventure. This is a Zelda clone that plays really good on the PSP, and it reminds me a lot of like Ocarina of Time or like Majora's Mask, or it reminds me of those 32-bit Zelda games. And I haven't played through much of this. This was I can't get it to focus, probably because it's still trying to focus on my face. But Metal Jesus mentioned this game on one of his PSP Hidden Gems videos like years ago, and I've been looking out for it ever since, but I never find it in the wild. Waves and Games says, oh, what's on my shelf says Garurumon is also on the 3DS. Did not know that. Waves and Games says, I'm putting together a series of motivational videos based on life lessons learned from games. That kind of content wouldn't fit on those bigger channels. That's absolutely right. Because again, I think just because they're ambassadors and whatnot, like they can only make like 3 types of videos. Like I was watching Do You Nerds, because around the community there's that video going around like games we wish we had as kids. I just watched Do You Nerds rendition of that video this morning, and they put the cool spin on it, like games of today that basically what they would have wished they had, like, and that's really cool. Like I think I'm gonna do a response to that. I'm gonna follow suit, like, because I really liked how they did that. And like for instance, like I wanted a Virtual Boy back in the day. I had a homeboy of mine that had it, and I always wanted the Virtual Boy, but I wanted the Virtual Boy because we didn't have PlayStation VR. Like if PlayStation VR was a thing in the 90s, like VR, like in general, like mind blown. Like I literally would have crapped my pants like on something that awesome. So that's Deb, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about VR in that video. But videos like that, you can't get that on the Spawn Wave channels. And like I said, I'm not hating on them at all. I personally don't have a problem with, making a living on YouTube. I really don't, because it's still a lot of work and it's a lot of time and a lot of investment. Have I watched the Netflix show High Score? I haven't yet. I remember seeing the trailer for that and wanted to pick that up and haven't got around for it, to checking that out. Let's see. Gamer Amber says, I will have to pop back on later. Wanted to stop by, though. I will try to subscribe to everyone here with a gaming channel, though. Gamer Amber, I appreciate you stopping by, my dear. We will see you next time, and I'll be looking forward to some of your new content. And really, the only reason why I haven't shouted you out yet is because you're over 1,000 subs. Because my shout out videos, I try to look at channels that are like 1,000 or less. Like I wanted to talk about you. I wanted to talk about T-Belly and Do You Nerd. Telesplash Gaming. J-Love put me on to him. Like he's a super funny dude. He's got great content. So once I get done with the smaller channels, I'll definitely go like the 1,000, the 5,000 mark, and definitely I'm gonna put some more of you guys in there. But we'll see you. Thanks for stopping by. And I don't know if I'll be on for much longer because I'm starting to get hungry. But this was really just a test to test out streaming with this new program I got with the Canon cameras. And so I'll have to do a camera video about that, because honestly, streaming on this honestly doesn't look bad. I'm streaming with a Canon 90D again and the Sigma 18-35 f1.8, and honestly, for a live stream video, this looks pretty crispy. So I'm actually happy with the quality, and of course, the legendary Yeti mic providing the sound. So I'm honestly happy with the quality I'm getting. I'm just using the YouTube Studio right now. I want to practice more with using OBS so I can bring in clips from other videos and other scenes and stuff like that. So eventually we will get to that point. Somebody... They trying to hide your comment out here, bro. Let's see. Tana Solit says, I really enjoyed your stream, bro. Check out my channel when you get the chance. Glad I came through. Yeah, absolutely, Tana. Make sure you go in the comments and put your link there, and I will definitely check that out. And yeah, because I didn't know you had content out there. Let's see. Follow XXX Gaming. Hey, Mr. S, it's Alex from Third Hour last year. So this is one of my students from Truesdale Middle School. And again, like I mentioned that, I can't be as free as I want to be on the channel. That's because some of them infiltrated my YouTube channel 2 years ago. And so yeah, some of my students in here, so you won't hear a lot of cursing, which I don't curse a lot anyway and all of that. But, we keep it clean out of here. Alex from Third Hour, what's going on, buddy? How has school been going for you with the whole online thing? I know we've been having a lot of technical difficulties trying to get that in. And so I know I've heard that from a lot of the seventh grade teachers as well that I talked to. So yeah, just interested to know like the students from the students' perspective. Like, do you think this is something that you guys can get into? Like, honestly, I think it would be fine if it worked like it was supposed to. We had some internet issues with connectivity last week. So MC Murr, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. I almost said MC Murr is in the building, but I'm not gonna jack my homeboy's tagline there. But yeah, MC Murr, another great channel, guys. Really great collection videos, and then he'll collect a bunch of videos on the cheap and then he'll flip them, and it's cool because he really breaks down like how much he's going to make for this game and things like that. And has a grand total of like the total profit. And honestly, if you just put in the extra work, put this stuff on eBay, put this stuff on Amazon, if you take the extra time when you're collecting to do some of this stuff, I mean, you can make money, and you can use that money that you're making to fund your video game collections. There was another YouTuber I used to watch back in the day, CJR or CRJ, something like that, the Canadian guy. He was the first that I saw doing that, and he used to say that, he had a totally dope game room, and he said, I provided this whole collection, and I didn't use any of the money that I used to provide for my family for it. This is all like flipping. And so MC Murr is like the best at that. Now I don't watch CJR anymore, or CRJ, whatever it is. It's still a good channel, but MC Murr, man, is on another level, and his personality is off the hook. Like, so MC Murr, I've been telling everybody, when this stream is over, in the comment section below, just put a link to your channel, because you guys are all my friends, so I want you all to see each other's content. And so yeah, let's get that going. Yeah, MC Murr on point. Let's see. Salute broski, salute. Tana, so lit. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check you out, Tana, after this. Just remember to put your link in. Keeping it clean is always a good plan. Absolutely. Keeping it clean is always a good plan, because unfortunately, especially, to get these endorsements and stuff from, groups like Nintendo and stuff like that, in the video game sphere, you don't want to be raunchy. And if it gets to the point where you want to make this a career and you want to make money and make a living off of YouTube, you got to keep it professional to a certain extent. Like, for instance, when I was looking at YouTube names, I picked the name Lightsaber Samurai for my channel, primarily because back in the day, you guys have seen the lightsabers. Actually, I got one right here. So, like these lightsabers I collect, these lightsabers are from a website called ultrasabers.com. I used to be fairly active on their forums, and my forum name was Lightsaber Samurai on that. So when I came up with my YouTube channel, I knew even back then, at least I was acutely aware that I didn't want to have games in my channel, because I knew I was going to do more than video games eventually. So if I put like Kansas City Games or something, and then I'm talking about cameras, people are going to be like, wait, what? So so that was another thing. Again, I didn't want to have any profanity in my name. I'm going to pick on, one of our friends in the community. There's a guy whose name is essentially F Google. And I'm sure this is, it's more of a hobby for him. But if he ever decided, hey, I want to make this into a business, he would probably have to change his name, because especially seeing as how YouTube is owned by Google, and you don't want to have F Google in your title. And of course, if you want that, if you want to make merchandise and things like that, and you want to appeal to a larger audience, like, you can't have profanity in the name. So just something to think about for all of you guys and gals out there wanting to start a YouTube channel. Make it something that's pretty easy to find and follow and things like that. So again, that's not hating on F Google. He has some funny streams. He likes to drink on his streams too, and so his stuff is super entertaining. He streams late at night, so it's hard for me to catch him, but I do enjoy his channel a lot. It's just that was just an observation that I saw. Let's see. I don't know about keeping it pro. Highways, MC Market to see, blah blah blah. We just said, oh, I might have rip a poop joke here and there. Yeah, like I said, something that's all clean, good fun, but I'm not dropping F bombs and things like that. I just can't. Again, because I'm a teacher, and as you guys can see, some there are like there's and it's not many. Like most of my students don't even. A lot of them don't know that I have a YouTube channel. A lot of them tell each other, but there's still a large amount of my students that don't even know I do YouTube channel. There's a handful of them though that have access to my videos, so I don't want to be cursing and dropping F bombs, and then the kid is like, oh hey mom, here's my science teacher saying all these crazy cuss words and stuff on YouTube. No, I don't want that problem. So and again, like I said, I don't swear much anyway. I used to when I was younger, but I done got old now, so we slow down out here. Let's see. Shoot the Death Star loot. Got that lightsaber. Yeah, man, those lightsabers are super fun. I don't collect them anymore because they are super expensive. This is my favorite one though, and this one cost me. This one's about $200, $2 to $225 something is what I paid for this. But aircraft grade aluminum, polycarbonate blades, so you can smack these against each other. So man, we used to be out there having lightsaber duels, full-fledged lightsaber duels in the backyard. And nothing beats an Ultra Saber when it comes to that. So, they get to your house super fast. Like usually it takes about a week or less for them to get to your house. Usually takes them about 5 days for me when I bought them. Yeah, MC Moran, that's a great point. Nothing against anyone who doesn't keep it clean, but the algorithm sniffs that out. That's true. The YouTube algorithm itself will kind of, push those to the background. So that's definitely something to think about. Let's see. The Swedish dude with the millions of subs is constantly in the news about Nazi jokes and stuff that may be taken out of context. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I haven't seen any of his content, so I can't really speak on it. But yeah, man, like you got to be really careful, especially when you're talking about Nazi stuff. There's a history YouTuber that I follow named Atun Shea Films. Like you'll see it in my you gotta check him out. He's fantastic. But in a couple of his videos, he is in full SS garb, but it's very tastefully done. He is a history channel with humor, but he doesn't say anything anti-Semitic really or anything like that. But he explains, Nazi ideology and a lot of the things about World War II and the Civil War. Like fantastic channel. So it can be done tastefully, I will say, because that YouTuber does it tastefully. The Swedish guy you're talking about, I haven't seen his content, so I don't know how bad he is about it. But yeah, like that, you gotta tread lightly when it comes to stuff like anti-Semitism or racism and things like that. Let's see. To monetize and be ad friendly, you can't be dropping them F bombs. Absolutely. Next time I'm in town, we'll have to have a lightsaber duel. Yeah, man. Yeah, Andre, you can come catch the fade. Okay, you can come catch the fade. I got a dual bladed lightsaber. You can use that if you want. You can use this. Yeah. I can run that next time you're out here. And I filmed a lightsaber duel years and years ago and put it on my YouTube channel. It's been a long time. I always wanted to go back and do more lightsaber duels, but I don't know. I just never did it. So we will definitely have to revisit that and resurrect that old content in the future. MC Murray going to step out for a bit. That's cool. Yeah, the rules apply to small channels. The big ones are Teflon. It definitely seems that way. I mean, you can, and I mean, let's see, how sturdy are your sabers? Oh, the sabers are super sturdy. Like, so I don't know if it's translating how hard I'm hitting that. Actually, my hand is hurting, but like you can hit them super hard. The only thing I've known, and the camera's not going to pick this up, but this has like a bunch of like, if you put it to the light, you can see like a bunch of like scuffs and stuff. Yeah, the camera's not going to focus on that. But yeah, one of the tips to one of these did come off once, but I just super glued it back on and never had another problem with it. The blades themselves, you can just buy more of these blades. And these blades are like $20, so they're not super expensive. So you can buy extras and have them on deck. But yeah, they're super sturdy. Again, like, I mean, the hilt is aircraft grade aluminum. So, I mean, they've dropped and I've dropped them downstairs and things like that. The blades, I've slapped them against everything from other blades to, steel. I was showing a friend of mine at work when I worked at Krispy Kreme back in the day. I was showing him, and I'm just smacking it up against the steel like counter, and I mean it didn't break or anything like that. So yeah, they're super sturdy. They're definitely, and you can get them in different thicknesses too. That's a mid-grade blade. You can get thinner ones so they shine a little brighter. And those are made for, that you can still fight blade to blade with those, but those are more prone to breaking. You can also get the heavy duty ones. No, I take that back. This one is a heavy duty one. And these are bulletproof. They don't shine as bright. But like I said, in a room like this, they still shine super bright. Like, I mean, if you look at that, it looks like a real lightsaber, right? Like, that's crazy. Like, so yeah, they're still plenty bright. So I usually get mid-grade blades or heavy-duty blades. And yeah, fantastic. So yeah, I'll have to do some more like those in the future because I used to love, lightsaber dueling. Again, I got old and fat, so I can't be out there anymore like twirling around. Because I used to get busy. Okay, I used to get busy out here. But yeah, definitely. When you're, you know what, I got a question for you guys. How do you feel about making money on YouTube? Like having ads and like having affiliate links and things like that. The reason why I ask, because you guys know within our community, there's that sub community, the anti-e-begging community, and they're out there like they go after other channels. Top food in the Midwest to get fat on. Let's see. That's a tough word because we eat damn near everything. Like here, I'm from Wichita, Kansas, and the food scene is on fire. We got a lot of good places to eat, man. You can eat like a king out here. Only thing I would say is the seafood isn't on point, mainly just because we're landlocked in the middle of the country, so you can't get like the freshest seafood, But everything else, tacos, like Mexican cuisine, I kill that. We've got a really good Thai cuisine here. Scene. So I think that's the thing I got fat off most was Chinese food and tacos for real. So KC Barbecue is where it's at. Oh yeah, shout out Gates Barbecue Stand Up. Yeah, man. Yeah, the up in KC they get busy up in KC too. So yeah, because Andre, you're up there now. Barnard's or nothing else. Hey, yeah, man. Barnard's was fire too. My girl doesn't like Barnard's. And I don't know. She was just under the impression that food was trash. And so I bought some one day. I didn't tell her what it was from. I was like, here, baby, eat this. And she's like, oh, this is so good. Where's this from? I was like, Barnard's, that you thought was trash. Like, yeah, man, the Barnard's BLT. Yeah, man, you need a BLT, man. Barnard's is where it's at. And Bozo, ain't you in the South? Aren't you on the Southeast, like Tennessee, somewhere around that neighborhood, North Carolina, something like that? I know they get busy with the barbecue out there too. I would love to go to Memphis one day and get some barbecue from Memphis. Oh man. What's on my show said, can't they whack them in a pole? Talking about the lightsabers. Yes, they can. A lightsaber duel or Yu-Gi-Oh duel. You can decide. Oh man, you can catch them in both. Like I said, after I welt you up with the lightsaber, Andre. If you want to try to redeem yourself, we can get. I still got the Yu-Gi-Oh cards on deck. They right up there, baby. Hold on. And by the way, guys, this is definitely a video I want to make. I want to make a video that showcases things that I collect besides video games. Of course, the lightsabers is one. But man, I used to be on the Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, man. But then it got weird and they got all these weird rules. Okay, right on top, Andre, my dark magician. It's all hollowed out. My face is there, so it's trying to focus on my face and not the dark magician. But you get the idea. And plus, my sleeves got these little mustaches on them, so that's super dope. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I was on it. Like I got all the different types of dark magicians and stuff. Like, yeah, man. Oh, that's all three. Right up there, right up front. But yeah, man. You can come catch it. You can. I still remember how to play. I think. Yeah. You trying to get Yada locked again with my Yada Garasu? Is that what you want? You want to drive 200 miles for that? Yeah. But yeah, man. So yeah, I collect a lot of things. I besides video games, so I definitely want to do a video on that. Uh, and just some of the other crazy stuff that I got into before collecting video games. I didn't really start collecting video games until about 2017, 2016. So yeah, it was 2016 when I started collecting, right before I started my YouTube channel. Let's see. Can't say people are willing to give you money. If people are willing to give you money, then it's cool. Yeah. Again, I want to ask you guys: do you think that it's bad for people to make money on YouTube? Because I thought about the e-begging, the anti-e-begging community, and they seem to really call out a lot of channels like that for having Patreons and stuff like that. But I personally, I don't inherently have a problem with it. I really don't. Like, I think however you can make money, just as long as you're being honest about, again, on YouTube, the best channels on YouTube provide value. So if somebody can provide me a value in something, and if I find it valuable enough, I personally don't have a problem investing in that. Again, if it's one of these channels that it's just like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Also, I got a Patreon, like, so, and I don't get anything out of it. Like, I don't understand that. But I think with the anti-e-begging community, I think that I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I think that's really the difference on if you like their message or not. Is I feel like a lot of the anti-e-beggars, they have an issue with people making money on YouTube, and I personally don't think that's a bad thing. I don't even like the name e-begging because, as Professor Joe Casey so eloquently put, I mean, that's not begging, like, that's work. Like, if it was a channel, you see the people on the streets on the side, on the side of the street with the fucking the sign like, hey, can you give me some money, blah 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 blah. Usually I don't give those people money ever. If I got extra food on me, then I'll be willing to give somebody some food. But if somebody got a spray bottle and they standing out there, and they homeless and they like, hey, car wash $2, like, this man's gonna wash my car for $2, like, that's not begging, that's work. Like, he's gonna provide me something of value. I don't have a problem giving him $2. I really don't. Like, I'll have to show some early footage if you can. Early footage when I first started my YouTube channel in 2016. I went to North Carolina as part of job training. And there was this duo of musicians. They were just sitting on the side, and they're playing some dope music. The music was so dope, and I was feeling it so much. I gave them half of the money that my company had given me to buy food that day. I gave it to them because they provided value. Like, the way I felt, like, they gave me a good feeling. I was on the shit. I'm like, okay, like, you getting it in. So I didn't have any problem giving them money. Like, that's not begging to me. Like, if these YouTube channels, like, let's use Metal Jesus example, because he's usually the target of this. Like, Metal Jesus, like, yes, he's full-time now, a YouTuber. People hate on that too. Like, oh, you're a bum. Like, you don't have any job experience. Like, Metal Jesus was a programmer, musician, like, tech support, like, since, working with companies like Vivendi and Sierra Online, like, working with companies like that since most of us were in, elementary school, so, I mean, he got to a point, like, I don't know, you guys are YouTubers, like, making videos is not easy. Like, I mean, I guess if you're like some of these e-beggars and you're just like in a dark bedroom and you're just like, in front of a camera phone and you talk for like 5 minutes about why you don't like somebody, like, that's pretty easy. But I feel like, yeah, see, what's on my show makes a good point. Content is free, support if you want. I think that's fine. Like, I mean, I don't support, like, I don't subscribe to anybody's Patreon because I really don't have the money like that. But if I could even just watch the channel and it gets more recognition because it gets more views, and then other people can find them and support financially, I think that's fine, because making videos is hard work. Like, you guys have noticed that I've slowed down, and that's because school started back up, full time again. And so for me to make videos, it's hard work. This video here, the stream. I'm testing the stream to see if I can get good video and audio quality, because I plan on making more videos like this, because this is relatively easy. I've got it all set up. I just turn everything on, sit down, and then we can get to talking about whatever I want to talk about. But actually editing videos and B-roll and color correction and audio correction and all, like, that's a lot of work. Like, and so, you know, in the summer when I was going hard, I was, you know, putting in like 35 to 45 hours a week on making YouTube videos. And so it's a lot of work. And I mean, it's, you know, if they got a good channel, it's got high production values, and they're giving you some type of value, if you want to support their Patreon, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you want to give somebody $1 a month, I mean, you know, I give more than that to people on the street or whatever the case, like, and, you know, people who actually beg, you know. But yeah, I don't think you're wrong for supporting. I don't think you're wrong for not supporting. But I mean, as far as calling them, like, saying they're begging and stuff, like, I just never understood that. I never agreed with that message. I never agreed with the fact that these people are begging for your money. Okay, like, I don't know. I just don't understand it. Say he was a Q. Okay, he was a Q&A, not a program. That's right. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, he was like tech support. You could like, you know, back in the day, like, for those of you who know, like, back in the day before there was the internet, and you could just look up cheat codes and stuff. You'd have to call these hotlines, and if you got stuck on a game and, you know, you call theyese hotlines, somebody like Metal Jesus would pick up and, you know, tell you how to get through a certain part of the game and things like that. Hey, Gamer Reyes, what's up? Yo, what's going on? He was a tester. Yeah, he did testing as well. And it was cool because of that. He got to appear in some of the point and click games back then too, which I thought was dope. But basically, what I'm saying is, like, you know, he wasn't just he didn't always leech off people. Like, he had a long, you know, 15+ year career, whatever it was, like, just doing actual stuff, you know, working. Like, you know, he's older than we are, and so the fact that he's able to make a living off of YouTube, I think that's great. And I think because of that, he's able to put out higher quality content more often. He's able to invest in more equipment. I know like the video game historian, he was under attack recently because he wanted to go back to school and he hasn't been producing as much content. And the commentator was like, you owe us more. Like, first of all, he doesn't owe you a damn thing. Like, What's on My Shelf said, the content is free. Okay. If he owes anybody anything, it's his Patreon subscribers. And if you're not a Patreon, like GTFO, let that be between him and his patrons. You know, if they're cool with it, then they're cool with it. And that's fine. Like, you know, if they're giving him some money so he can do that, so he can come back to YouTube, or whatever the case, whatever they got worked out is whatever they got worked out. But it just, I don't know, it's frustrating because I see a lot of these YouTube channels. I know how hard I'm working. So to see them make higher quality content than me and to put it out more often, I know they've got to be working harder than I am, you know, and that's not nothing. So I don't know, but that's just, if you feel like you shouldn't make money online, you know, as a content creator, then I could totally see how you agree with the anti-e-begging angle. And for those of you who do, I don't believe, you know, I personally, just because I believe that there isn't an issue with making money through content creation. I mean, I would like to be able to, if I could do that one day and just make money content creating, like, and support my family like that, that would be fantastic. Because as you guys know, I dabble in photography and cinematography outside of all of this anyway. So if I could take what I apply to that to this, like, that would be dope. But like I said, I don't think, you know, we might disagree on that, but I don't think you're stupid. I don't think you're bad for thinking that. But, you know, just remember that there are, you know, different strokes for different folks. Let's see. Also, color correction, YouTube dips color and yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you got to keep that in mind when you're editing your color correction and things like that. Everything is going to look slightly different once it goes through YouTube's compression, right? So I shoot my videos whenever I can. I shoot in 4K as much as possible. And knowing that when it goes through YouTube's compression, it's not going to look as good as 4K video would. Like, even looking at this right now, looking at it on my actual camera, the image on my camera looks way better than what I'm seeing right here on the screen. And, you know, going through the compression, you know, that's, you know, that's the price of doing business. And I'm streaming this in 1080p, by the way. I'm not streaming in 4K because I don't know. I don't want to tax my equipment like that. But Waves and Games is heading out. Record a song with a friend. So you make music too? I got to see some of that on the YouTube channel, man. Let's talk about it. And you know what? We should start a community series of videos. You know, like what are you into outside of YouTube? I think that'll be cool for our subscribers to kind of know. What I didn't know you were a musician. That's fantastic. I went to school. I have an associate's degree in music education because I wanted to teach music. I'm not sure if teaching is where I want to go in the future. I'm still kind of undecided about that, on the fence, especially now that I've got into photography and videography. But okay, yeah, I actually have a series coming up where I try to write some game music in 30 minutes. Well, yeah, man, absolutely, Waves and Games. Be sure to drop your link in the comment section of this video after I get done live streaming. You know, when you get free again tonight after you get done recording your song, like, yeah, because we'd love to see. I would love to see that. Yeah, I think that's super cool. What's on my show said I started color correcting with my newer uploads. Yeah, absolutely, man. Like that would be fire. And yeah, that's the evolution, man, of like creating, because I never color corrected either, which is why I use Canon's cameras. I recommend, that's why I recommend Canon cameras for content creation and for beginners, because there have been times where I've uploaded videos and haven't color corrected them and they still look pretty good because Canon's colors, their color science is so nice. And actually, compared to like other other camera companies like Sony, for instance, people rag on Sony's colors because, like, especially like Caucasian people, they all look like they got jaundice. But the Sony's color correction actually is the most accurate, but Canon's is the most flattering to skin tones and things like that. So I can just straight upload raw. Like, of course, I'm not using any color correction in the footage you're seeing right now. Because I can. This is a live stream, but honestly, like, it still looks pretty decent. Even after looking through YouTube's compression, the colors still look pretty good. The reds look reds, the blues look blues, and all of that. I used the Canon when I started, though. Now I use my phone. Yeah. Canon's color science is nice, and of course, with the newer Canons, the autofocus is on point, which is important because, like, even this autofocus hasn't been the best, again, because it's live streaming and going through, you know, compression and all of that. But if I were using something like a Panasonic, which are also fine cameras, I would have to lock in that focus. I may lock in this focus because I see it hunting every now and then. It's getting on my nerves, but yeah, facts. Let's see. I got a couple of more games. Let me show you guys these last few games real quick before we get out of here. So on the PSP, I don't know how you say this. Giocondia, that's how you pronounce that, I think. Giocondia, The Timeless Land by Arc System Works. This game was fantastic. I found this, bought it sight unseen. It was $10. This is a really cool side-scrolling action platformer, and it kind of reminds me of Half Minute Hero in the sense that you've got like 30 seconds in Half Minute Hero, but you can do things to stop the clock and restart and things like that. And that's basically how these goes. The dungeons are timed, and you can stop time and things like that, or add more time or speed up time, things like that. But it's got a really cool story. These kids get whisked off into this magical land. The art style is fantastic. Adding Giocondia to my list. Definitely add this game because this will be one of the rare ones in the future when it's time to collect for the PSP and the prices go up. This will definitely be one of the first to go up because this is the only time I've seen it in the wild. I didn't even know this game existed. I found it by accident and I said $9, $10. I can take the chance on that, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, Half Minute Hero's already on your list. Yeah, it's definitely got a Half Minute Hero vibe to it. So if you play that and you like that, you'll like this. But, instead of the Half Minute Hero, I think is more top down. This is like, the old school side scrolling action platformers. I was very surprised by that game. Fantastic. Last but not least, I got a couple of titles to show on the mighty PlayStation Vita. And this one first is Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. This also came out on the PS3 and PS4, I think. And focus on it. There you go. You see it. Standard fighting game. This is, I think it has characters from a certain series or a certain group of series or something like that. Whatever it is, I don't follow. I think there's some Persona characters in here and some other thing. Let's see. Okay, novel set against Sega themed worlds. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so it's been a while since I played this one, but the Bunko, there are a series of novels, like graphic novels and comics and manga and stuff like that. It's a mishmash of characters from those type of series. But the cool thing about this is the fighting backdrops, they're all inspired by Sega franchises. So there'll be franchises based on like Virtua Fighter and Panzer Dragoon and things like that. So yeah, this, I remember this because I have it on PS3 actually, or used to have it. But yeah, so I had to grab this because I'm trying to flesh out my Vita collection. Vita games have already pretty much disappeared from the wild. So anytime I see them, I buy them. I don't care what the game is, as long as if it's not a sports title from like 3 years ago, I just buy it and get it in. Also, I really don't like those graphic novels that are on there as well, but there's a lot of them on the PlayStation Vita, those Japanese like graphic novels, and some of them are interactive, so you can like date people and stuff like that. It's not my cup of tea, but they exist and they're very popular in Japan. But I don't pick those up either. This one was cool. This is Deception 4 Blood Ties, and that was pretty interesting. The gameplay in this, from what I understand, I haven't played this yet, but you set up traps in the levels and have enemies get caught in that. Cool. If you can see that, you can see the 16, the Peggy 16. This, I don't believe, was released in America. This is the European version, so it's all in English and all of that. And thankfully, the PlayStation Vita is region free. So, like I said, I can just grab the European version, and everything's going to be in English and all of that because this is the UK version. So, I mean, it's fine. The Deception series, I think this series started on the PlayStation 1, I believe, because I think the first Deception was on the PlayStation. It was one that I wanted back in the day, but never got around to buying. Yeah, you set up traps and have enemies get caught in the traps. And so, yeah, looks pretty dope. Last but not least, this game is called Shiren the Wanderer. And this one, put this on your list too if you got a PlayStation Vita. This one is a fantastic little Zelda clone that plays kind of like a Link to the Past. Let's see if you can see the gameplay on the back of that. It's got some really nice graphics and some really cool 2D sprites. And of course, this is one of the games that is PlayStation TV compatible. So if you got that PlayStation or the Vita TV, it used to be called, they're super expensive, but if you happen to have one, of course, you can play this on your television. And yeah, that is a fantastic game. Again, Vita games, PlayStation portable games, Dreamcast games, I usually just buy those sight unseen now whenever I find them because you don't see them anymore. So that's pretty much all I got for the recent pickups. Is there anything else we can talk about? I got a few minutes here. I'm gonna take off here in a little bit because my stomach is growling. I haven't eaten today, and it's almost 4:00 Central Time, so I haven't eaten today. I'm starving, and I gotta go back to work tomorrow. Another week at school. Hooray! But anything else you guys want to talk about? Any shout outs, anything? What's going on with you guys in general that we can talk about while we out here? But I'm glad this stream seems to hold up. I don't seem to be having any connection issues. Can you guys comment on that? Do I teach over Zoom or Skype? I use Microsoft Teams as the program we use. Sorry if I miss anyone. Chat, I'm driving. No problem. No problem. It's all good. Okay, the stream has been solid. I was curious about that because you guys know, like before, back in the day, I'm sure you guys have come to a stream where it just cut off because my internet would cut out. Of course, I've got a new computer too, so that helps. My other laptop that I had was old. I got it. It was like a laptop from like 2014 or something like that, and I hadn't really invested in any like any of the innards and like upgraded anything inside. So it was kind of underpowered. This one is a laptop from 2018, an HP. It was made in 2018, so it seems to be handling it well enough. How is learning to teach remote? Any frustrations? The only frustrations I found with teaching remote has been the technical limitations. So, for instance, Microsoft Teams is primarily what we use to hold our classes and things like that. Microsoft Teams is a it's a service that was really made for corporate teams. So you have like your corporate small groups of like 8 to 10 people. You guys can all live chat together and share screens and do things back and forth, and so it's really cool for that. And so that's what we wanted to use for our public school system. But unfortunately, it really wasn't made to handle the numbers, the volume of people that we need for schools and school districts and everything else. In any given class, I have like 25 to 30 kids in a class, so that's way that just the one class is larger than the scope of these small corporate teams. And so we get issues of lag and freezing up and things like that. And so that's been the major frustration. Really, if everything worked perfectly, teaching the curriculum would be fine. So some students are having challenges that I've noticed, like listening. Students like it's hard for every student to find like their own quiet corner of the house to conduct school. While all that's going on, like unfortunately I've seen a lot of the kids seems to have a lot of distractions at home, whether it be their parents or other siblings, or just being loud in the background, trying to mess with them while they're working, things like that. You work on teams on the regular, yeah, man. It's made for the small teams of people. Whether that's an HR department or an IT department or whatever, just small groups of people to collaborate and keep in touch. And so the teams, I like the program itself. I think the interface is nice and clean. It's pretty easy to navigate and all of that, but it's just the fact that we're putting so much demand and strain on the program itself. So we're getting those issues of lag and slowdown and things like that. So with everybody connected all at the same time. So, but yeah, that's really been the only frustration is the technology. My son is dealing with remotely at home and kind of difficult at time because all distractions going on in my house. Yeah, and so that's the one thing about school is everybody's in the same boat. You're all in that same boring classroom. You don't have to worry about maybe somebody's watching TV in the background, especially I have younger siblings that aren't in school yet, or whoever else is in the house might be watching TV or listening to music or playing a game or whatever, and they just want to go do that. And yeah, so it's tough. Video Game Lover 58, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. We are winding down here, but we are happy you're here. Video Game Lover 58, also another cool channel to check out. So yeah, it's hard. It really is. And but I mean, unfortunately, it's just the best we could do right now. Coming to school physically is pretty risky. I was on watch because I had COVID-like symptoms, which all it was, I ate some bad, leftovers and threw up before. I had a little bit of a fever and I threw up before I went to work last Thursday. And because of that, I didn't want to enter the building. So I let them know that. But now I have to see a doctor and get a doctor's note saying that I don't have COVID before I can go back to school. So, which is fine. I just teach. Well, I teach in this room, but I'll flip it around to the kind of blank background. So the kids, again, don't get distracted by all my crap in the background. And they're like, oh, man, you're in a cool room. And, it's cool for some kids, but I know a lot, it'd be a distraction for them. Then maybe want to talk about games instead of, whatever. Yeah, see, and going to school, a lot of so even here in our school district, what we are doing, like preschool, elementary kids, they go to school physically, and middle school and high school kids go remotely. And I think that works pretty well, especially for the young kids, because for one, at that age, like, it's an important part of a child's development. They need to have that physical, instruction. So they need to have it more. So I mean, they all children do, but the young ones more so than everybody else. And so that's one thing. Another thing is that for most elementary schools, the population is much lower than, like, for instance, my middle school is ridiculous. Last year we had like 1,300 kids on the roster, and this year still we got like 1,150. Which is more than two of the high schools in town. You know, and so versus a elementary school that has a population of say 500, well, you're better equipped to social distance 500 kids than you are, 1,150 kids or 1,200 kids, whatever the case. So for our kiddos in elementary school, they can social distance in the classroom better because they got smaller classrooms because there's just less kids in the building. As opposed to middle schools and high schools, there are fewer of those in any given city, so more kids go there. And so for us, it's nearly impossible to make sure everybody's distancing and doing what they're supposed to as far as wearing masks and all that when you have so many kids to deal with. So for the bigger kids, they gotta go remote, at least for the first 9 weeks. We will reevaluate that. And if we flatten the curve, or if cases have gone down by the end of the first 9 weeks, then we will try it. The problem is here in Kansas, you got people talking about, I got rots. I'm not wearing a mask because I got rots. And which is unfortunate because our governor, she's very much aware of how serious the pandemic is. And she was the first governor in the country to close schools. And she did it before anybody else, while people were still saying that coronavirus was a hoax. She was like, nah, school is shut down. And, and we went remotely for basically, almost knocked over my camera. Woo, that was a close one. But we went remotely for the last 9 weeks of school last year. But primarily we were on Google Classroom and things like that. Yeah, so she did it before anybody else. She was very much aware. You thought I was more near Chicago? No, Dr. Josh was in Chicago. He was right outside Chicago. Yep, I'm smack dab in the middle of the country here in beautiful Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, unfortunately, you just got a lot of people who just don't believe in wearing a mask because they don't think it helps and things like that. But I mean, contrary to all the actual, data that we have, the real life data you can see it helps. And for a while we were winning. We were doing really well for a while, but the populace here got antsy. They're like, oh, we're doing so well, let's just open everything back up. And we did that, and then people fought against it, when she was like, no, like we're not ready yet. And other people in the legislature she got outvoted, and she got pressured into opening things back up, and then things went to crap again. So yeah, I went remotely shortly after Kansas, absolutely. Because and really it was the Kansas the cases that happened up in near your area in Overland Park and northeastern Kansas, and that the cases spiked there. Like and there was a old folks home there where like 98% of the people contracted it, and so after that she was like, nope, shut it down. Like, so there's some that says it does nothing. Best to be conservative and wear a mask, though, since some studies say they do help. And also, like, here's my thing on it. When it comes to doing something like this, and I'll drop this and then I'll probably get out of here. But here's how I feel about things like that when it comes to science and breaking down the numbers, all that. I ask myself, what do I believe? Okay. I ask myself, what does the other side believe? And then I ask myself, what are the consequences if I'm wrong? That's just so you guys know, that's a little something to live by. So for instance, in wearing the mask, right? I believe, the scientists and most of the studies when they say they do help and they can stop the spread of coronavirus or at least greatly mitigate it. I know some people believe that it doesn't, and that's fine. But if I'm wrong, here's what happens if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong about wearing the mask, the worst that happens is that I go out in public looking silly wearing a mask. That's literally the worst that can happen. But I flip that on the other side, say, okay, I don't believe that wearing a mask does anything. I know some people that do, but what happens if I'm wrong? If I'm wrong, then I can risk catching it and giving it to somebody that I love, like, like a grandparent or something like that. So the worst can happen is somebody can get really sick or possibly die because I don't want to wear a mask. So when I'm looking at the two sides there, I'm going to say wear the mask, because even if I'm wrong, worst case scenario is I go out looking stupid in a mask, which is fine. I look stupid anyway. So yeah, that's that's how I feel about it. So I mean, it just sucks. Like I wish, I don't know, Shep, we changed the subject. I don't want to dive too deep here because I don't want to get political about this. But I feel like it's worth doing. Like people are saying that it's oppressive and oh, you're taking away my rights. So it's like, is it though? Like I feel like a lot of people are mixing oppression with inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? This is not oppression. Oppression is people being snatched off the streets or people being lined up against the wall and shot like you see in other places and things like that. And just like, yeah, no, it's a mild inconvenience. Just wear a mask when you go out in public. That's it. It's a mild inconvenience, not a big deal. So that's how I feel about it. But shucks, guys, we got a lot done today. Again, put your links down in the comment section after I end this live stream. It should pop up on my channel after it gets done rendering. It usually runs, so it'll probably be about 5 minutes after the stream ends. You'll be able to go back to the stream and then look at or leave a comment. So definitely leave your links, guys. We want to be able to check each other out. And guys, just because we leave each other's links, you don't have to sub. But if you like the content, definitely give a sub, man. Been a great stream. Glad you did it today. I'm glad I did too, man. I was happy to come here. Again, like you guys know, I've been dropping 2 videos a week. I was doing that like all summer, but it's starting to get hard now that school is back in session. So this is a great way that I can put some content out. And like I said, I'm training myself currently and using OBS and some of these other more advanced streaming services, so I can then like flip to other screens and stuff, so you don't have to just look at my mug for an hour and a half. Like you can see, oh no, we've been almost 2 hours. This is 1 hour and 51 minutes. Okay, let's go. Working on my computer so I could pop you in the corner. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody coming out. Like I said, it was nice to get in touch with you guys and talk again. Like it's, talking through the comments is cool. And most of you guys know I try hard to answer 100% of my comments. Sometimes you guys leave comments after the fact and then YouTube doesn't notify me, but I also always try to go back and look at old videos just to see if anybody new has dropped. And so some of you guys have known, like you'll drop a comment and then I'll randomly respond like 2 weeks or 2 months later. And that's just because I just saw it. So, but this, like, we can go back and forth in real time. Like fantastic. I love it. So, again, I'll be working to increase the quality of these streams by training myself on OBS. I got to look at StreamYard. StreamYard is another one that looks like you can, flip to other screens and have graphics on screen and things like that. Again, I don't want to tax my computer, but I think it'd be cool if we can, kind of flip back and forth and do some other things like that. So I usually don't catch streamers. Yeah, and it's hard because like catching streamers, like you got to catch them when they're streaming. And one thing, me personally, like I like to stream, but I prefer to make content oriented, videos more, because you can go back later and look at those. If somebody's streaming like, a playthrough, like most likely if I don't catch it at the time, usually I don't go back later to watch the stream. But if I can do a stream like this and I can get the video quality on point and then I can flip to some other things to get some more B-roll type stuff, then this would be a video that could be worth looking back after the fact. So yeah. Let's see, OBS, it's been pretty easy to learn. Yeah, I got to check it out. Like I said, I just haven't dived deep enough into it, but I'm sure it's not that big a deal. So I should be, hopefully, I want to do this like once a week or so, at least. if not more. If I got something on my mind, we can just, like I said, my 90D is usually it's my new A camera, so I primarily just have it set up here in the game room. So might have to move the set a little bit, but this is a pretty quick thing to set up and just click and get started. So I'll definitely try to do one of these streams live with the Legion at least once a week, in addition to trying to have at least 2 content oriented videos, but I don't know, that might drop down to 1 now with school being back in session in full swing. So I can use these streams to help supplement that content. So, but guys, that's all I got for you. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. You guys will be glad you did. Again, all my YouTubers watching this stream live, go ahead after the fact, put your links in the comment section, and let's check each other out. Hopefully you guys will find something new. I do believe that's all I got for you guys. Lightsaber Samurai out. I'm about to go get something to eat. Peace. And we are done. General Reyes said, I'm glad. Enjoy your stream, bro. Awesome. Later. What's on my shelf? See you guys later. Peace.